Shalom, all praise to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Kakadash. Double honor and praise to the apostle elders of GMS that taught me this truth, and peace to fellow Akim that has their life daily, pushing the truth with sincerity, and the few Aquaphilists are learning. Once again, my name is I9 with GMS Detroit Barcamp. Pray this video is edifying to the hopeful, to the few true believers of Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai. You so-called Negroes, you so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, and Israelite foreigners scattered abroad the four corners of the whole earth. And this video is on the chariots. Man, this video is going to be called the curse that go over the face of the whole earth, because these chariots are going to be the ultimate end game for the bringing down the kingdom of the Edomites. When the Most High finally allowed Yahushai and the angels to gather up the hopeful elect in the 1/3. So, with that said, this article is the inspiration of it. Congress hold meeting over claims of U.S. Government has UFO evidence. And what the fuck just happened? Extraordinary accusation that U.S. government is harboring alien spacecraft is set to be examined in congressional public hearing in Washington on Wednesday, as a number of U.S. elected officials appear to be receptive that than ever before. The idea of extraterrestrials are real, and they're not extraterrestrials; those are the angels. And angel only mean messenger. They are the messengers of the Most High. And the House Oversight Committee will hear from David Gorsh, a member of the intelligence official, who claims that U.S. has in possession intact and partially intact alien vehicles. Guards who led analysts of unexplained anomalous phenomenon, UAP, that's another name they call it, UFOs or UFP, unexplained aerial phenomenons, anomalous phenomenon, within the U.S. Department of Defense agency until 2023 has suggested that U.S. has collected dead pilots. Allegation that the federal government was hiding evidence of extraterrestrials from the Congress sparked a firestorm in June, prompting the Republican-led Oversight Committee to launch a media investigation. And since then, the intrigue around that evidence, the government has and does not have around UFOs has only intensified. Last week, Tim Burchett, a Republican congressman from Tennessee, who is leading the UFO investigation, said U.S. had evidence of technology that defies all our laws of physics, and angrily railed against a cover-up by a military official, bipartisan group, and senators. Also wanted a discourse when they proposed new legislation to collect and distribute documents on unidentified anomalous phenomenon. And other witnesses of the hearing are David Furr, a former Navy commander, who reported seeing strange objects in the sky while on training mission in 2004. And Ryan Graves, retired a naval pilot, who claimed that he saw unidentified aerial phenomena, and the term preferred to UFOs by some experts off of the coast, off the Atlantic coast, every day for at least a couple years. Garsh, however, will be the main draw. In June, Garsh prompted headlines around the world when he alleged that U.S. had an operation to crash retrieval program which had recovered down alien spacecraft, and he claimed that an intentional interview with the debris when he arrived to investigate the program he had been charged to do in his role at the Department of Defense, and he was prevented from doing so and filed a whistleblower complaint. So this video is about the chariots, and matter of fact, it was a giant cube floating in Arizona. The other day, giant cube spotted in the sky over Arizona. And I'm going to put this in the description box, but where is the video from it? It just don't want to show the video. Maybe if I do this. No. It just don't want to show the video. Yeah, it just don't want to show the video. Matter of fact, I wonder if I could go back here and you know what? I know what to do. There we go, right here.
Yeah. Come here. Look at this huge freaking square.
And that's the same way how Yahweh Shai is going to return. The one you ignorantly called Jesus.
This huge freaking square.
And let me grab some scriptures. Matter of fact, show you a few more sightings.
Now, Americans will soon learn more about UFOs. News Nation has just...
There you go, chariot right there. Some more chariots.
Holy shit, Dalton. Are you seeing that? Dalton. Bro, Dalton. This footage was taken about a week ago in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, of a UFO. And no, it is not that light over there. It's going to go across the middle of the screen here, so watch closely. Right there. Now, I have slowed it down here a couple of times so we can look at it a little better. I have an idea or two about what it might be, but I'd love to hear what you guys...
And there go a chariot right there. But, you know, hey, let's get scriptures. You know, and prove that UFOs, so-called UFOs, and is what it is, man. This is Joshua 5:6. For the children of Israel walked 40 years in the wilderness until the people that were with the men of war which came out of Egypt were consumed, because they obeyed not the voice of Yahweh, and unto whom Yahweh swore that he would not show them the land which Yahweh swore unto their fathers, that he would give us, the land flowing with milk and honey. And the children of Israel whom he raised up in their stead, them Joshua circumcised, for they was uncircumcised, because they have not circumcised them by the way. And it came to pass, when they have gone circumcised all the people that abode in the place in their camp, till they were whole, and Yahweh said unto Joshua, this day I have rolled my reproach of Egypt from you. Therefore the name of the place is called Gilgal unto you this day. And this one, the chariot left the children of Israel. The pillar of a pillar of a cloud by day and a pillar by night. And this one, the chariot left them when they went into the land of milk and honey. And from that moment, the chariot flew over them. That one chariot flew over them the 40 years while they was walking, since they left out of the land of Israel. But let me get some scriptures on the chariots. Matter of fact, let's get Acts 1 and Acts 1 and 9, and this is the last time Yahushua spoke to them. He went up in the cloud in the chariot, and I'm just go straight to the point. This is Acts 1 and 9. When he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received them out of their sight. And while they looked steadfastly towards heaven, as he went up, behold, two men stood by them with white apparel. And those two men that stood by them in white apparel are the angels. They wasn't aliens, little green men. Those are angels. And which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into the heavens? This same Yahushua which was taken up from you into the heaven shall come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. And the same way he left, the same way he's going to return. He left in a cloud. A so-called cloud is just a metaphor for a chariot. Matter of fact, to go further in on that, this is Zechariah 1 and 5. Zechariah 5 and 1. Yep, Zechariah 5 and 1. Then I turned and lift up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. And he said unto me, this is the curse that go over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth on this side shall be cut off. Anyone that stealeth shall be cut off on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off on that side according to it. And hey, when Zechariah seen it, hey, he turned and lifted up his eye and looked a flying roll. I never knew Patriot could fly. So certainly, this wasn't a flying roll. It wasn't a biscuit flying in the air. It was a chariot. You know, and the third part, and the third verse, he said unto me, is the curse to go over the face of the whole earth, whole earth, and when Yahweh shall return, he's not coming. He's coming with power and great glory. Matter of fact, this is how it's going to be the curse over the whole earth. Matter of fact, Revelations 19:11. And I saw I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. Another metaphor for a chariot. And he that sat upon was called Faithful and True, and righteousness he does judge and make war. So when Yahweh Shai returns, he's coming in righteousness to make war, judge and make war. He's coming to take all kingdoms down. And his eyes was as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and the many crowns are all the kingdoms of this world. You know, from the Rothschilds, from the Edomite rulership, from Elon, the so-called Indian, the so-called Japheth, the Samoans, Amun, the Chinese, their kingdoms are coming down. They're going to fall. All their rulership is going to end the day when Yahweh Shai returns. And his eyes was as flaming fire, and on his head were many crowns. He had a name written that no man knew but he himself, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of Yahweh. And the armies which followed him, which were in heaven, followed him, and the armies which followed him, which were in heaven, was also other chariots. The scriptures say he's going to blot out the sky with them. Verse 14, the armies which followed him were upon white horses, chariots, clothed in white linen, clothed in fine linen, white and clean, and out of his mouth shook that with it, out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, and that with it he shall smite the nations. And when you smite a person, that means you killed them, according to the scriptures. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get it. And the blue letter. Where the blue letter? Where my blue letter Bible at? Oh, here we go. Blue letter. Because my apostles and elders tell us to go into the meaning of words. Matter of fact. Zechariah 5 and 1 and no, it's Slakia. It's Revelation 19. And yep, 15. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, and with it he shall smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress in the fiercest and the wrath of the Almighty power. And when you go into that word smite, that he shall smite
Strong's G 3960. Patasso.
Patasso. He ain't coming to strike them gently because he's coming to make war. A stroke with the sword, a stroke smite with the sword, to afflict, to visit with evils, as with a deadly disease, to smite down, to cut down, to kill, to slay. So when Yahushua is coming to return, he's coming to smite down, to cut down, to kill, to slay, to take down these kingdoms, rulerships. So going back to Revelations, matter of fact, Revelations 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with the clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all the kindred of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so it be true. So when Yahweh shall return, he's coming in the clouds, same way he left, the same way he's returning. And one last scripture I want to grab. This is Matthew 24 and 27. For a lightning coming out of the east, shining even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. You seen how fast that chariot went by in this video? There go a glimpse of it right there. That's how fast the chariot's gonna be moving, because the elect gonna be scarcely be saved, delivered out of this place. Wheresoever the carcass is, and the carcass is the Israelites, the 144,000 and the 1/3 of Israel, the hopeful election and the 1/3 of Israel, and there will the eagles be gathered together. And immediately after the tribulation of those days, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And this is going to happen through the thermonuclear war, the destruction of America. This place right here is going to be real to and fro, like a drunkard. This place is going to get messed up real bad. And a lot of the saving is going to be done right here in America. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. What the scripture say? He's coming in the clouds. You know, and all and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man come in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And matter of fact, Habakkuk 3. Is it Habakkuk 3? No. It's Malachi 3? No. It's Micah 3, I think. No. Where you at? I got Amos 3. No. It'll be faster for me to find it this way. It's Hosea 3. Nope. Habakkuk 3, Hosea 3. It gotta be Habakkuk 3. Yep, Habakkuk 3. I knew it was right. And Salakia. Habakkuk 3 and 3. And matter of fact, I'm gonna start at Habakkuk 3 and 2. O Yahweh, I have heard thy speech, and I was afraid, O power. Revive thy work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years, make known, and wrath remember mercy. So Habakkuk was afraid when he seen this video, when he seen the vision, and in Second Ezra, the 13th chapter. I'm gonna grab that too. And Ezra was afraid when he seen how the Most High is gonna return. When he finally allowed Yahweh and the angels gather up the hopeful elect, and Yahweh came from Teman, the Holy One from Mount Paran, Shalah, and his glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise. So the angels, the chariots are going to blot out the skies. It's going to be so many chariots, they're going to be innumerable for you to count. And his brightness was as a light. He had horns coming out of his hand, and that's the concentrated heat of the laser beams coming out of those ships. It's going to be like the War of the World. When you see War of the World with Tom, what's that guy name? Tom Cruise in it with the laser beams hit it, and they turn straight into dust and powder. Them laser beams are going to destroy everything that it touches. And the brightness, and his brightness was as the light, and he had horns coming out of his land, and there was the heighting of his power. As before him went the pestilence, as burning coals went forth at his feet, and he stood and measured the earth, and he beheld and drove asunder the nations, and the everlasting mountains were scattered, and the perpetual hills did bow, and his ways are everlasting. And matter of fact, the last scripture is 2 Ezra 13:1. And this talk about how the Israelites are going to be saved, delivered. This is talking about the second coming of Yahushua. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there rose a wind from the east, from the sea, and it moves all the ways thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that a man waxed strong with a thousands of heavens, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him, and whensoever he went out of his mouth, they all burned, and out of his voice, like the earth felleth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of the number of the world, four winds of heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. So, coming soon, Yahweh Shai is going to return, and the world leaders are going to send people to fight against him. Matter of fact, it's going to be a draft over here, and everybody that get drafted from over here are not coming back. That's going to be the last time you ever see them. You ain't going to never see them ever again. You know? And this right here is a precept for where he matter of fact, let me grab it back again. Habakkuk 3, when he measured the world, he measured he stood and measured the earth, and beheld, and drove asunder the earth, drove asunder the nations, and the everlasting mountains were scattered, and the perpetual hills did bow, and his ways are everlasting. And that's right here in 2 Ezra, the 13th chapter, in the 3rd verse. And beheld, lo, a man waxed strong with a thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. And when Yahweh Shai is not coming to play a nice guy. He's not giving nobody hugs. He ain't gonna be like, come here, Esau, give him a hug, and no. He's coming to take them down, take them out of power. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, they all burned that heard his voice, like as the earth felleth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, And lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of the number from the four corners of the world, the four corners of the heavens, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. And while World War III is happening, while they fighting against each other, hey, that's when Yahweh shall return. But I beheld, and lo, he graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it, and that's that chariot, the fathership. But I would have seen the region or the place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to do him were so afraid, yet thirst to fight. And even though, hey, they afraid, the spirit of Most High is gonna put a spirit in them to fight them, because hey, all these movies that the world can combat anything that happened to them, hey, it's gonna deceive them. Independence Day, they could beat the angels in that movie and have them looking like little green man and where it's looking like the angels look like men, like so-called brothers. They look like Jake, but one angel is one angel can tear up a whole lot of shit. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together to subdue him that was so afraid yet thirst to fight. And I saw, as I saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword or any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks in a tempest, and that's the laser beams that he's going to send out after that. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, and so that a sudden innumerable multitude was nothing as to perceive, but only the smoke and only dust and the smell of smoke. And when I saw this, I was afraid, and that's going to be the end of their kingdom. When Yahweh Shai returns in the beginning of the kingdom of New Jerusalem, or New New Jerusalem, New Israel, the new kingdom of Yahushua. And after this I saw a man come down from the mountain and call unto him another peaceable multitude, and that's the elect in the 1/3. And there came much people unto him thereof, and some were glad, and some were sorry, and some of them were bound. And captivity, slavery is going to happen that day. After that day, when the kingdom is taken violently from the world rulers, the first day of slavery, for the 1,000 years of slavery they're going to serve, it's going to be on that day. And some of them were bound, some were, others, some were brought of them that were offered, and then I was sick through great fear, and I awakened and said, and a captivity is going to happen to our oppressors, and it's going to happen, coming straight through. And matter of fact, here's the interpretation of the dream. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go straight to the point. Where is that? Oh, here I go, right here. This is 2nd Ezra 13 and 25. Here's the meaning of the vision, whereas thou saw the man coming up from the midst of the sea. Coming from the midst of the sea, the same is he whom Yahweh the highest have kept a great season, by which his own self shall deliver his creature, and Yahweh shall deliver his creature, the Israelites, the whole full elect, the 1/3, and it's going to be done by Yahweh and he shall order them that are left behind. Whereas thou sawest out of the mouth there came a blast of wind and fire and storm, and that hail neither hand nor sword nor any instrument of war, but that the rushing in and him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him. This is the interpretation. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them down upon the face of the earth, upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of all of them that dwell upon the earth, and one shall undertake a fight against another, and one city against another, and one place against another, and one people against another, and one realm against another. That's World War III. World War III, race wars, Jacob's trouble, all this gonna happen during that same time, and the time shall be when these days shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen which I showed thee before. Then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as the man descended. And then shall all the people hear his voice, and every man shall leave their own land, and lead the battle that they have against one another. As a movable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou saw them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. But he shall stand upon the top of Mount Zion, and Zion shall come, and he shall be shown to all men, being prepared and build, like thou saw the hill graven without hands. This is my son. He shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest. And that's the interpretation of that scripture, of how they gonna get taken out. Hey, Yahweh is gonna take them out with the angels, and it's gonna be the beginning of our kingdom, our rest, and the beginning of their captivity. So, that's it on this one. We'll keep going. He shall lay before them their evil thoughts, and the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame. And he shall destroy them without labor by the law, which is like unto me. And whereas thou saw another peaceable multitude, these are the tribes of the 12 tribes of Israel being gathered up out of the earth, from the four corners of the earth, whither the Most High dispersed them. So I pray this video is edifying to the whole elect, and with that said, Shalom.